Hello, hello, and welcome. Um, I played with the um the gain on this lapel mic, and I'm hoping that I can speak a little louder without maxing it out. So, let me know how it sounds to you guys. Um, and yeah, I hope that it is okay. Let me know how it sounds to you guys. I was just looking at my previous streams and I was like, I need to lower the gain on this mic so that I can talk a little bit louder when I get excited. Because that's the thing. I was like, do I um just try to remind myself to speak softer all the time so that it sounds good with the previous settings on my microphone, or do I play with the settings so that when I get excited and I start speaking really loud, that I won't also max out the microphone? Okay, it sounds good to you guys. Cool. Excellent. I'm glad. Um yeah, I noticed that when I start to get really excited and I'm explaining something, I my voice just projects and it just gets louder and louder the more excited I get explaining something. And I just didn't like how it really sounded like I was maxing out the microphone. So I was like, okay, let's not let's not do that. Um so yeah, I'm still kind of I'm keeping an eye on the levels, and hopefully it's all good. But yeah, I do notice that my other microphone, this one, um, it handles extreme louds and extreme quiets better than the lapel, as is to be expected. But yeah, I think for ease of like going between talking and playing, it's better for me to use the lapel. So, anyway, I'm going to see how this microphone sounds with the slightly changed settings today. I'll see how that sounds later. But yeah, um, let's say hello to everyone. Hi, Michael. Hey, Pauline. Hey, Gary. Hey, Tina. Um, how are you all doing today? Today is quite cold, so and I did not turn on the heater because Lord knows how warm I get. Um, I start sweating very quickly, so I decided to not turn on my heater in my office today. So it's a little bit cool today, which means that my flute is quite cold, which means that it's probably going to start out a little bit flat. But it's okay. We're just going to deal with it, have fun. Um, yeah. So, um, let's see. Um, is there anything else that I wanted to go over with you guys? No. Um, oh, Tina, you're G minor. Got it. From over, that's your Twitch username, right? How are you doing? Hope you've been doing well. I'm getting used to everyone's YouTube usernames, which is really fun. So, and I feel like with this new thing that I've been doing, like scheduling my next stream, it does seem like you guys are able to catch me more often, which I'm very happy about, because I just want to provide a constant, source of, you know, company for you guys. I feel you on the getting sick of being sick, um, Michael. That was me, I want to say beginning of October, like end of September, beginning of October. I was out for 2 weeks and it just got so boring, you know. Um, so G minor, you've been really busy after you got into uni. Yeah. Yes. I completely understand. And like, don't ever feel bad, guys, for like life getting busy and you guys can't come in and, you know, join the streams as often as you can. Don't worry about that. I'm just trying to keep this as constant as possible so that you know that you can come back, that there's something to come back to. Okay. So if you guys ever need to go MIA, you guys need to kind of drop off the face of the earth for a little bit to get life done, do it. I totally get it. I mean, I had to do that, especially in the last few years. I'm very aware that I have been sort of in and out, and like I'll be consistent for a bit, and then I have to drop out for like a few months, something like that. You know, sometimes life is hard, you know, and you don't really get a say in when life gets hard, you know. So sometimes you just need some time to get things done. Sometimes you just need some time to yourself to, you know, get yourself back to where you want to be. So, you know, I totally feel you. You bought a Piccolo last week. What brand? I'm just gonna be a complete nerd here, Tina. What Piccolo did you get? I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Okay. Well, we can keep talking while I practice. Yeah, that's something that I've decided to just commit to. That like if I feel like talking during a practice session, because you guys come up with something or comment something or whatever, and I feel like just chatting with you guys, I'm just gonna be chatting in the middle of practicing, because I'm done fighting that part of myself, you know. Yeah, Pauline also bought one 2 weeks ago. I remember you talking about that. At least I think you talked about that, right? A few of you have bought new instruments, which has been really awesome. But okay, we are going to start practicing. I'm getting back into the swing of things. Can you guys tell? Like it's like not as scuffed now. So let's get the timer going. But yeah, guys, feel free to keep chatting. Have fun. Okay, so flute's a little cold. So it's gonna probably start out low flat, so don't be alarmed about that. We'll just figure it out as we go. Felix, hello, welcome back. How are you doing? It is feeling very good today. Wow, I'm very surprised considering how cold it is. But you know, we take it. We take it. Let's do some ways. So Tina, you bought a Pearl 165. Great. You originally wanted the 105 due to the lower price, but after trying, you realized that the 165 sounds so much better because of the Grenadilla head joint. It does make a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. I'm so glad that you decided on something that will probably last you way longer. Like, because you do have to think about like how often are you going to play this instrument. You want to think about like how long you're going to play this instrument for. So generally speaking, if you know you're going to play for a while and you're going to play the instrument a lot, then it's better to get a higher quality instrument that you know you sound good on and it's more reliable. Can probably get you like a better result in more things that you play for a longer period of time. Generally is worth the slightly higher pricing. So I think you made the right choice if that was within your budget. If it was within your budget, then good. If not, I guess you're like me. I kind of rushed into it for my flute, and you know, I regret it a little bit, but at the same time, I am glad for the experience. So I had a relative who sponsored half of my flute that I did eventually pay back over a long period of time. But hey Ruth, hey Vlad, welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. So Pauline also got a grenadilla, fantastic. Yeah, so Tina, you joined an orchestra in uni, hence the piccolo purchase. That's usually what pushes people to purchase a piccolo instead of just constantly like borrowing from the school or borrowing from their friends. Yeah. Gary also has a grenadilla. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've had a chance to try the Sankyo grenadilla. I feel like I have, but that may have been a different brand, I think. Yeah. Yes, piccolo is a pretty different animal, but mostly because it's just so small. So, you take your flute playing and just condense it into something super tiny, which does feel very different. So I don't blame some flute teachers for just putting a hard no on teaching it, because it does respond differently. I think also this also has to do with the wood that is used. So grenadilla, I noticed, tends to be a very what I call back playing wood. So it causes you to have to resonate the notes further back in the mouth. And since you're playing really high notes anyway, you already need to resonate the notes quite far back in the mouth. So grenadilla pushes that even further. So if you are like me and you're more of like a front player, front of the mouth player, playing on a grenadilla, especially grenadilla piccolo, is extremely uncomfortable. And so this is why I have a Mopani wood piccolo. And in fact, I may or may not be considering in the future switching it out for a different wood. It has crossed my mind. I have some thoughts. Greg, hello, GOT Wids. You're finally packed for MacFest. Yay! Are you all ready for your panel? Oh, so exciting. So exciting. But yeah, so I hope that like explanation about piccolos is interesting for you guys. Yeah, this is why I do not have a grenadilla piccolo. Is because grenadilla is very back playing as far as I have experienced on both piccolos and on flutes. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a Mopani Naga Harmony. Yeah. I have the Naga Harmony because I like the fact that it goes down to low B personally. I like the fact that it is cylindrical instead of conical. And that, at least to me, it makes it closer in behavior to the flute, the C flute. Alexander, 1066, welcome back. How are you doing? How has life been? Thank you so much. By the way, guys, thank you so much for those of you who used to watch me on Twitch. Thank you so much for coming on here and saying hi and then immediately giving me your Twitch name. It is very, very helpful. Thank you so much. I think this is like, I'm starting to get the Twitch gang back here. So that makes me so happy. It's so nice to see you guys again. How have you been? Yeah. So, yes. Felix, that is including me. I have also gotten my piccolo swab stuck in my piccolo before because no one told me that a piccolo is conical, not cylindrical. So I tried to stuff the piccolo swab into like I usually put it through the neck and then out the foot joint part, and it got stuck. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just slipped everyone's minds to tell me that it's conical. So yeah, I had to also take my piccolo in to the repair shop for them to extract the swab. Yep. Twitch gang high five. Yeah. So, oh no, nursing a broken arm sidelined you for several weeks. I'm so sorry. I hope you're feeling better. What prompted the platform change? Just I decided that I was done hiding on Twitch, that I was going to bring this out to the rest of the classical music world that is mostly here and not on Twitch. I decided to just stop hiding. So, you know, there you go. Yes, exactly. The Naga harmony would certainly help with the low Cs. Yes, that you get in some piccolo parts, because there are a lot of composers who don't realize that the typical conical piccolo only goes down to low D. Yeah, happens all the time. So like I feel, especially if you're more into writing music that has been written like newer music, it and you play a lot of piccolo, then I think it's worth it to consider a Naga harmony. I do understand how expensive it is, though. I do understand. I know. I just got mine appraised, so I know. But yeah. Thank you for saying that that's the best answer. 1066. That I'm just done hiding. Yeah, I'm done hiding. I think I gave it a good think, and I was like, I think I need to stop hiding. But then, of course, when I actually came back here onto YouTube for like essentially all of my content, I definitely kind of had like a there's a lot that happened last year, and so I think I was still feeling out how I want to do these streams. But yeah, I feel like I've realized the type of person I am, and I'm just like, you know what, we're just going to do these practice streams the way that it works for me. A little bit of talking, a little bit of playing, you know. Yeah. So thank you, Ruth. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, I feel like with a lot of things that I want to do, I have started off feeling very uncomfortable doing it, not because I don't want to do it, but because I'm scared of the reception. And doing live practice streams like this is not really something you see very often. I do know that there are other musicians on Twitch who do these kinds of practice streams, but I think the way that I do them is a little vulnerable, and I like it. I think I'm a bit of a masochist in that way, but I like being vulnerable. I like knowing that what I'm putting out there is actually me. So yeah, I had to kind of figure that out on Twitch for a bit, and then I had to figure it out on YouTube when I finally decided to stop hiding. And then now I feel like I'm really like coming into my own. So yeah. Anyway, keep talking, guys. Keep talking. I'm going to move on to the second thing on our list here. So we're going to do some Della Sonorte. We are on an exercise where we're using middle register C# as our bass note, and then we are jumping to every other note. Yeah, so we're starting from C# and then slurring to every other note. We'll see how it goes. So I'm comparing the regular fingered C# to the harmonic version for tuning purposes, because the regular fingering for C sharp is extremely unstable in terms of tuning. But the harmonic version is nice and in tune. So you can use that as a quick way to make sure that your C sharp is in tune. So I have to bring that back a little bit for the E. I think I was thinking aiming too low, and then I was resonating the note too forward. So I still need to think of aiming the air down, but bring that resonant point further back in. All right, I still need to work a bit more going down, but what I do notice is that if I put my mind to it, I actually do remember the embouchure plus the resonant point that those low notes need to be. Still need to work on that a bit though, to turn that into my go-to default way of playing. Anyway, Arnav, hello. Don't worry about missing the streams, man. I was just talking to everyone else too about this. I'm trying to just create something constant, just a constant, steady, schedule of streams, so that you guys know that you guys can come back. I just want to create a constant that, so, if you got to do life, you got to do life. Don't worry about it, Is that why you're not in school right now? Are you sick? Get better soon, Arna. Feel better soon. Lots of rest, lots of liquids. Make sure you eat your nutritious foods, okay? Am I making you feel guilty, Ruth? It's okay. Don't worry about it. I think I wouldn't even practice this religiously if not really for you guys. I just want to stream, and practicing is such a convenient excuse to stream. Oh, you guys, you want to practice, but you can't. Rest. Definitely. Yeah. Exactly. I would say I agree. That the hardest part of streaming is the sheer dedication of time. Yes. So that has been difficult for me to find the perfect balance of how to schedule it. What I've decided to do is kind of go either stream at 11 Pacific or stream at 4 Pacific. It's because I flip-flop kind of blocks of time that I teach. And so I used to try to, I used to stream it. I'm sure a lot of you guys who watched me when I was on Twitch, you guys remember that my streams are all over the freaking place, right? It's My streams would be between lessons and stuff like that. And I really thought it was so that I could, you know, leave my blocked out times to work on my other projects and stuff like that. But what I realized is that this is actually just one of my other projects. So what I'm doing now is I'm dedicating about an hour and a half of my like what we call focus time, which is essentially just not teaching time. And I'm just devoting an hour and a half of that to streaming. And so that's why I'm able to do it much more regularly now at either 11 or 4. And I think that regularity is much better, not just probably for you guys, but actually for me. Like, it's a lot better for me mentally. Like, just to have that established routine of like, if it's 11, I might be streaming. If it's 4, I might be streaming. And I like just knowing that. And I think that it really helps kind of like soothe my mind. So I'm not constantly feeling like I suddenly have to turn my brain on for streaming. So I think I've arrived at something that works for me right now. So, you know, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I will start putting up videos again, but I think they just won't be as high production as I have wanted them to be. Yeah. Because I don't have the time. So. Oh no, you went to the ER today, Pauline? Turned out to be okay. You're exhausted. I'm glad you're okay. Holy crap, that is such a scare. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, you don't have to practice no matter what. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be one of the voices of reason for you guys. You don't have to practice no matter what. That is no, okay? Because you cannot yield good products if your body is not in a good healthy state, okay? So I always say there's no music without the musician, and I really mean it, okay? So if you guys need to rest, rest, okay? Very important. All right. All right, so what I need to practice right now is just playing the low notes, memorizing how that feels, and then going back and forth with the C sharp. So what this will make me do is actually adhere to what those low notes actually need instead of constantly flipping back and forth. Okay, so I am noticing that I am overcorrecting for low B. I think I mentioned this before, but my brain is not relating the fact that it is so close to the low C, and I do the low C fine. So I need to memorize how it feels to do a low C and then do it on a low B. I think that's what it is. Getting better. Getting better. I think we'll leave that for now. Vlad, thank you so much. 1066 hashtag things not heard in music school. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I think for me, so a lot of people get injured in music school, tendonitis, carpal tunnel, all manner of injury because of over practicing. And it sucks because essentially they have to just suddenly, abruptly stop everything because they can't play. And I always thought I got kind of lucky in that my practice anxiety was so bad that that actually was what was preventing me from practicing. It wasn't like a physical injury. What I realize now, if anything, it was like a mental injury. So did I actually get lucky? I don't know. I think it's a different kind of hurt, and took me a while to heal from it. Well, took me a while to even realize it was a problem, and then it took me a while to figure out how to fix it. That's what I was doing on Twitch. I was hiding and trying to figure out myself, you know, with a smaller audience. Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, the whole working yourself past the breaking point was something that was everyone felt sorry for people who were past the breaking point, but it was almost slightly idolized. Like, it's like, wow, you actually practice to the point where you can't practice anymore, you know? But then it was also a source of shame because it's like, what do you do now? You know, your whole life was music, and now what do you do? Like, what happens to your degree? What happens to your future? What happens to your plans, you know? Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely get you, 1066. Like I'm the same. That I also don't mean to rip on my music schools, but there is something wrong with the system. I already had this rant a few days ago. So it is in the title of one of my streams from last week. So if you guys want to listen to my rant, it's at the end of that stream. But yeah, it is there is some toxic behaviors that are not really encouraged, but just allowed to snowball, which you could argue means that it's encouraged, but at least in my experience of music school, it's more that there are a lot of things that are just not talked about and therefore are allowed to snowball out of control. This issue being one of those. So at least that's how I see it. All right, I'm a little bit more used to that feeling of connecting between the inhale and exhale of circular breathing. We're going to try it on the flute, but we don't know how this is going to go. I'm not mad about that. That's probably been the best it's been since we revisited this last week. Okay, I'm not mad about it. Yeah, Ruth, you put it very well that the problems that arise from kind of this unchecked toxicity, which I think a lot of people think that toxicity is premeditated, but at least in my experience of music school, I don't actually feel that the toxicity that I experienced was premeditated. I think that it's just unchecked and people don't realize what they're saying. People don't realize what they're encouraging. They're not aware. It's just unchecked toxicity that just snowballs out of control. And it manifests differently per person. So some people get physically injured from going too hard. There are people like me who essentially get mentally injured from, the anxiety. It's yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. Oy, 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 oy. Okay, we're now here, 340. What's on the menu for today? What's 340? 340 is scales in fourths. Oh, very nice. Scales in fourths. And we are doing what looks to be... Oh, this one is actually a specially written out one. Okay, so this one is... let me parse this, guys. I think this is E flat harmonic minor, I want to say. Because C sharp, D, yeah, I think it's E flat harmonic minor.
B flat, C flat. Okay. Okay, I was just checking the notes. It's fine. Okay.
We're going to take this slow to make sure that I'm actually hitting the right notes.
Okay.
I think I got something wrong up in the third octave, so I'm going to go check that right now. Descending.
No. Okay.
Two things I need to visualize are the D naturals up there and the C flats. Those are the two that I keep getting wrong. And they were especially wrong in this octave. Okay, now that we know that, we're going to go back and do the whole thing again at a slow tempo and see how that goes. And then I'm going to try and do the like second, third, fourth repeat and then maybe pick up the pace as I go. That's the plan.
I need to go a tad slower.
Okay. Okay, I'm not mad about that. Not mad. Hey, Sean, how are you? How are you? Yeah. Pajama practice today, cold in Chicago. I feel you. I feel you. I'm also in very comfy clothes. It just so happens that it's, you know, just barely presentable on camera. Yeah, toxicity is usually a venting of someone's own emotions. You could not have put that better. That's why I think the more that I think about kind of my experience of music school, the more I really believe that a lot of what happened to me is truly just not premeditated. It's something that it's a result of, you know, people not being aware. And is that, you know, is that a wrong thing? Am I saying that these people are bad for not being aware? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's just how it is. It is better if people are aware of what's going on, but at the same time, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, I get it. I get that it takes time to become aware of what how you are behaving and what it means for you. I know because it took me a really long time to figure myself out. And in fact, I'm still figuring myself out. So like I get it. I don't hold it against anyone anymore. I used to, but I think I see things a little bit in a more mature light now. Um so, you know, it is what it is, you know.
All right.
On to the bear.
focus is not on the right. Hello.
All right. I think I need to disconnect and reconnect my pedal. Give me a sec, guys. Scuff is happening. Okay. All right. There we go. It's connected now. It was doing that like pairing thing, I think. Yeah, there we go. When in doubt, turn it off and turn it back on again. I'm not mad about that. Two things. I guess two criticisms for myself. I briefly forgot one section. In my mind, I think I forgot that it's not in like D flat major. It's A flat major in that one bar. So that's one thing. The other thing is I am noticing, I think I'm squeezing my lips when I'm starting notes. I need to not do that because it causes a bit of like a ooh kind of sound at the beginnings of some notes. And I was noticing that this time. And I think I've been doing it this entire time. So that is something I would like to fix. But it's kind of like an overreaching thing. Definitely happened at the end. So we can use that to practice that, I think. There we go.
Right there, it's an A natural.
That one was good. That one was good. Excuse me for a hot second. I'm going to visit a Genshin theme that I know has a very similar issue that I do it much better on Genshin. So I'm going to memorize how that feels and then take that here. All right, I was right. My embouchure is not quite so tight. It's a little bit looser, wider, even when I slip up into the high notes. So I'm gonna practice that again, and then I'm going to immediately play this bit here.
Yep.
It's those two things. Having tight lips slows down the note attack. It would seem so, because it's almost kind of like you're restricting just the front of the airflow. And because you're restricting it, it can't get quite through. Titus Cody Music, hello and welcome. Sybil, hello and welcome. Fellow flute player, wonderful. How are you guys doing? Thanks, guys. Yeah, do you notice that worked? Like suddenly it's not squeezed. That's what I'm hearing, is I'm hearing that it's squeezed. So, but I know that, like, kind of like what Ruth said, like I kind of psyched myself out for it. So I went back to a piece that I know that I can do the same technique on, but I'm like completely relaxed. And that tends to be with Genshin music. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to go back and forth again.
That's the sound.
Hey, saxophone flutist, how are you? Welcome back. Also, hello, Lemonade. Welcome back. Oh, this is making you relax. I'm so glad. Okay. I'm going to leave that because I can tell that if I keep doing it, I'm going to overdo it and I'm going to squeeze again. But we figured it out, which is exactly what I wanted. So I think our review of movement 2 has been extremely successful. I've retained a lot of it. I have not touched this movement in months. So yeah, I think memorizing it before definitely helps. I do want to rememorize it. Or that is, make sure that I do remember all of it. But we are going to move on to movement 3 tomorrow. Excellent. We're getting some good work done. Okay, just a little bit of Rapid as Wildfires. Just for fun. End off the stream. See you around 1066. All right. Oh, corners of the mouth visibly went down on the nice one. Good to know. Thank you. Okay. We will again try out the end of Rapid as Wildfires. Not bad. Some brain farts along the way. So I'm thinking of two things at once, which is stabilization of the fingers to keep the flute steady. But I am also thinking of trying to like not squeeze my lips. And I like the combo, but my brain is like waffling between the two ideas. So like that definitely is proving to be a bit of a distraction. But the result sounds nicer. I just need to not brain fart part of the way through while I'm focusing on both of these things. With that. I am okay with that. Ella, hello, and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Apart from eating hair, that was lovely. Thank you. It's the perils of leaving your hair down. So, you know, yay. Okay. I still have a little bit of time before I absolutely have to go. So I would like to just play some Genshin music for fun. Because I am really enjoying that like that really relaxing quality. So let's visit some things I haven't visited in a little while. Oh, I think all my work on the low notes have really paid off. Oh, feels good.
Once more.
Oh my gosh, what a sweet message, saxophone flutist. Thank you so much. Um, that's so sweet. Thank you. Um, I just, I think I just want to be me, and to provide like just a safe, comfortable space for everyone to hang out and just be nerds, without the uh, without any pressure, you know? Like I think that I'm really tired of pressure. Um, and so I've been seeking to create a space here where my rule is that there's no pressure. So I can take however long I want, studying something. I can study things as slow as I want. I can really do a deep dive, um, you know, and share with you guys what I'm finding. And also, it's nice to kind of like see you guys also, pointing out my blind spots and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like this space is, has been really good for me. And so I am really happy that it's a good space for you guys too. I'm really, really glad that this, all these streams and videos and stuff can really make an impact, like a positive impact on you guys. Thanks for saying that, saxophone flutist. I'm, dang, that honestly makes everything worth it. Well, I'm really hoping that, I can catch more of you guys. Not just like, not just because, but it's more that I want this type of space, this type of safe space, to be something that's more normal, I think, in the classical music world. And because I think a lot of times we sort of lock ourselves up in our own rooms and try to figure things out by ourselves. But, you know, guys, as humans, we don't function well that way. We function the best in a community. And like, I know for a fact that my practice sessions and what I have yielded from my practice sessions has never been anywhere as good as when I'm streaming. So like when I have you guys, my community around me, you know, helping me problem solve, but also encouraging me and just being present. I think that's really it. Just being present makes the world of difference. Oh, Ruth, thank you. Yeah, like I I'm just I think I realized that a lot of the pressures that I was putting on myself are completely unnecessary. They don't, if anything, they hold me back in life. Um, you know, I realized that, um, you know, what's like, why do I have to be like everyone else? You know what I mean? And I want you guys to experience the same. Like, I want you guys to know that you don't have to be like everyone else. You can take things at your own pace. You can learn things at your own pace. You can just be a nerd with no expectations. And it's fun to be a nerd with no expectations, you know? Yeah. And it's definitely like, I feel like I can provide that space the best when I'm streaming. I feel that when I make videos, it's really hard to create that space because in order to create a space like this where we feel heard and, seen and we you know, we feel like an actual community. It takes time. And like YouTube videos, the best YouTube videos are the YouTube videos that do the best, that is, tend to be videos that are like 10 to 15 minutes long. Okay. You don't really have the time to develop a strong sense of community, you know? So, yeah, I agree. Being heard, being seen, being validated is really the key to everything. Really, truly. And I think, like, what really made me so much, like, what made me realize that I need to keep doing this is because I felt that in the time that I wasn't streaming, that I did not feel seen. I did not feel heard. I did not feel validated. And I'm not saying that you guys should all be yes men. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I am saying though is that, like, because I appreciate it when you guys point out blind spots, point out different perspectives and stuff like that. Again, we work better as a community. You know, when you only see things your way, you kind of pigeonhole yourself into a very specific way of living, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So, you know, yeah, like I personally have felt, especially since restarting these streams and also doing these streams at a regular schedule, since last week, honestly has, like, I can see how much better I feel, how much better I sound, and just like I feel more like at peace and whole, you know? Yeah. Yeah, right? I'm working towards that too, Ruth. Like, you know how like crazy, right? That like you seek all this like validation and stuff like that when like the hardest person to receive that type of validation is from yourself. And like that's what I'm learning, and I think that's what I learned about myself late last year. So, you know, Vinny, thank you. I do like my own flute too. Saturday night, hello. Journaling helps you with this. Yeah, you know, I really should restart my journal. I almost kind of feel like these streams are sort of my journal, you know, because coming into these streams always makes me think about, you know, where I'm at in life, what's happening to me, you know, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that it's good to reflect, you know? And yeah. Every time I let myself talk, I feel like I have a really good session. Man, it's when I don't let myself talk, that's when I feel like I didn't really get anything done, and frustration, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm still coming to terms with that, to be honest, guys, because I almost feel like I'm a bad musician for talking so much. But like, I feel like the results speak for themselves. Yeah. Ooh, Mendelssohn, Fourth Symphony tomorrow, Vlad. Fantastic. Not playing but listening can be stressful. Understand. My parents had a similar feeling whenever they would listen to me play Russian composer music in my youth orchestra. Yeah. Oh, your flute lessons are supposed to be 45 minutes, but they end up being 2 hours because you blab all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I tend to go overboard as well, but I can't go overboard that much because I always have another student waiting. So yeah. Well, anyway, I do need to go now. I need to grab some lunch and take a little bit of a break before I teach this afternoon. So I love you guys so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I truly mean it when I say take care of yourselves. Okay. There's no music without the musician. And I yeah, I'm just really happy to provide this space for you guys. Um, by the way, I am considering doing another gaming stream sometime soon. Uh, Probably another character story quest in Genshin Impact. So partially because I accidentally accepted the quest, and now it's kind of hanging out there. So I haven't decided when to do this gaming stream yet. If I come up with a good time to do it, I will let you guys know. It may end up being one of the streams where it just randomly pop up, and it's not like scheduled or anything. But we'll see. If I do end up finding a good time to do it, I might end up scheduling it. I'm not sure, but I just want to give you guys that heads up that I think I will be doing another gaming stream sometime soon. So if you want to get to know me even more intimately, that's actually a great place, is to just hang out in my gaming streams, because I tend to enjoy playing games with a story that is very makes you think, and it makes you think about your own life. And so if you guys wanted more of my own stories, personal stories, that's where you're gonna get them. So yeah. I love you guys so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Laters, guys. Bye.